Welcome back to another episode of the Positivity Hour. I'm your host, Darshaun Smith, and this is episode 220. In today's episode, I'm going off the script because what we're going to be talking about today, for like the third time of me saying it, is social media versus real life. If this was social media, I would have actually planned, made it look perfect, make it look like I don't make mistakes, but this is real life that I just so happened to record, meaning I'm not perfect. My hair is a mess. I just woke up 20 minutes ago and I got slob on my face, bro. It's a crazy world we're living in. But I want to talk about not just that, I want to talk about some other things. What social media is doing to your brain, how it's affecting your real life, what about friends and family, all of this and more after that intro. Let's go. No, but seriously, my hair's a wreck right now, guys. Welcome to the podcast. Like I said, I'm your host, Darshaun Smith, and it's a beautiful thing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for giving me a bit of your time, and it feels pretty good to go off script. You know, I feel like I can actually talk passionately and like I'm not reciting some talking points as I normally do, and it's a beautiful thing. But yeah, this podcast in particularly, I feel very passionate about because I'm a user of social media. You know, I post and create content. I said that backwards. I create content to post on social media, and I also consume social media, from the likes of Casey Neistat to what Caitlin Clark is doing overseas right now, balling up on these European girls. You know, I'm sorry, she did Senegal bogus. The Africans were not ready. Ooh, they got Caitlin Clark effect. But we'll talk about that in the time capsule some more. And it's a beautiful thing, you know what I'm saying? So life is great. We woke up today. Here's a little graphic I made that also explains that for you. Life ain't guaranteed. We here, so be grateful for that. Make sure you drop a like or subscribe or hate, comment, or dislike. I don't care what you do. Just stay positive, and let's get into that time capsule.
Time capsule.
Ooh, okay, calm down, Darshaun. I know you're excited, but yeah, we got two big things I want to talk about in the time capsule. One, like I was saying, the Caitlin Clark situation over in Europe. Caitlin Clark is back playing basketball, guys. And as an Iowan, you know, I live in Cedar Rapids, but I went to school down at the University of Iowa. The same time as Caitlin Clark, you know, I was in the band that was at the games, and we cheered on Caitlin Clark. I got a high five from Caitlin Clark on an airplane once. It was a cool deal, you know what I'm saying? And after injuring herself during the WNBA season last year, and when I say injuring herself, you know what I mean, you know, with some parentheses around that. And she's back. She's fully healed up, and she's balling in the, I don't know what it is, like the FIBA Women's Cup or something like that. I don't know. It's a whole bunch of international basketball being played over in like France or something. I haven't been keeping up with the details. I just kept up that my girl's back, okay? And she's with the Dream Team. She's playing with Angel Reese. She's playing with Paige Buckets. She's playing with She's playing with Kelsey Plum, and amongst all of these other amazing, just basketball phenoms over here that, funny enough, never really got along with Caitlin too much. But hey, today is the day, or I guess this week or this last month was the weaker month, because the United States of America's women's basketball team is on a tear right now. Like I said, they did Senegal, country in Africa, dirty, I'm not gonna lie. And they just whooped Italy super bad the other day. Literally right before I hopped on this podcast, I was on X and I saw this clip of like Caitlin Clark's like crazy street handles, and then she did a like 360 one leg fade away and like all nothing but the bottom of the net on this girl. And she's like, I just give up, guys. I can't guard her, bro. And the world's a better place with Caitlin Clark in it. And she didn't go anywhere. You know, she just kept doing State Farm commercials and such. But now she's back on that court. It's a beautiful thing. The second thing I want to talk about, let me make sure this thing is still recording. Actually, if you look on my computer screen, I'm pretty sure it's not too blown out. You can see this lovely little album cover here. It's from this album that just was released this last Friday called Monica, from my boy, the one and only Jack Harlow. Ladies and gentlemen, oh my God, Jack Harlow finally dropped. This is your second point of the time capsule. After almost 4 years of not dropping a studio album, he did a whole career pivot. He's an R&B artist now. I specifically wanted to talk about this because this definitely plays into the whole social media versus real life debate, because a lot of people who are only focused on the social media aspect are criticizing Jack as being another white rapper who's afforded the privileges of being a white rapper to, freely change his genre and whenever he feels like it. But unlike most of his other white rapper compatriots, where they, transition to country music or rock music or some of these other safer, funny enough, still the genre started by black people, but more acceptable for like a white artist to be in there. Homie did a full-on R&B artist. He has people like Robert Glasper on here. He has people like Corey Henry on here. Like he got his own brother Clay Harlow like playing the keys. He got live trumpets, backup singers. Like he did the doggone thing. And as I said on my social media platform, because I live in the real world, I understand the race relations of, Jack being a white rapper who just so happens to have made a career pivot, slightly to do something he wanted to do since the beginning and didn't have the time, energy, or resources till now to do. He made an R&B album. What's wrong with that, bro? You don't got a problem when Drake does something like that. You don't got a problem when like Kendrick Lamar tries something like that. You don't got a problem when Tyler the Creator does something like that. So what's the difference? Yes, we get it. He's white, but come on, folks. Like I said, I live in the real world. Even if I felt like that, brother, I turned on that first song, Trading Places, and I was like, oh yeah. This is smooth, Jack. This is smooth. homie's killing it. And then I listened to the other 8 songs, and I was like, yeah, no skips, 9 for 9. I'm like 6 listens in. It's a 30-minute album. You do the math. I've given a lot of my energy and time towards this. This is great freaking music. And if you disagree with that, I'm sorry, bro. You just like this new TikTok trash. But that's still going to be played on TikTok. And as Jack said on an interview, I wouldn't mind if it played in a coffee shop. That was kind of the goal, because it's music you can live with. It's music that is soft. It's music that is not meant to be so braggadocio. It's moving away from what it is to be a rapper to actually participate in a genre of black music that's even blacker than rap music, might I add, and do it at a high level, and at the end of the day, I think it's a beautiful thing. And if you didn't come here for my music take, I'm sorry, but yeah, this segment's now over. Moral of the story, Jack Harlow killed it. Caitlin Clark is back. It's a great day to have a great day. Now let's get to the main topic, guys.
Time for the main topic.
All right, let me switch back to the little microphone screen so you can see how long of a gap I took right there. The only time I make cuts in this podcast, and this serves a purpose, social media versus real life. The only time I make cuts for this podcast is in between those little sections. Like when you see the little graphic, like I can't sing, but the main topic, that's the only cut. So like if something crazy happens, I have to do it there. Otherwise, we're one taking this, because authenticity is very important in this modern era. And a great way to be authentic is to, 1, be a great performer, so you only got to do it in one take, or 2, don't be a great performer and still just do it in one take, because it shows you're a real human being, and in this modern era where everything is hyper edited and hyper analytics based to gain the maximum retention for this certain group to sell them this product at this time of the day. It's like, brother, whoa, take a step back, deep breath. Like, relax, okay? Like, I understand you got to do what you got to do out here to get to the money. And that's arguably one of the reasons why my business is not like vastly more successful than it is. Because I simply don't have the bandwidth, energy, time, or the manpower to do that. I just don't care to like bombard people and sell to them 24/7. I definitely take an Alex Hormozy approach. Don't get it twisted. My man is known for shoving ads down your throat, but my man's is also known for putting out an ungodly amount of free content or just free value, free lessons, free everything, to where even like, yes, you can buy something from him. He's trying to get you to fly to Vegas to, spend $10,000 on a workshop, or, he's literally trying to buy your company once it's at like $10 million so he can turn it up to $250,000 and then, not $250,000 rather, with a B, and then sell that off for, the 240 million difference. So like, yeah, he is trying to sell you stuff, but he's not trying to like sell you this little trinket or this little piece of shit from TikTok shop. Like, he's not trying to shove just random crap down your throat. Like, it's this whole concept of building goodwill in your audience and just giving vastly more than you're receiving. And I think the reason why a lot of people, myself included, have a problem with social media is because people are doing the opposite. They just see the money to be made and they're like, yeah, take. Okay, I got to give you something so you don't write. Take. Okay. And that's cool and all, obviously it works. Otherwise they wouldn't still be doing it. But I don't know. I know I don't speak for myself because I've heard this from other people who interact with my content, people who understand that, there's more to life than just buying shit. Okay. Like sometimes you just want to watch a video. Sometimes you just want to hear what someone has to say. Sometimes you just want to experience what life is like on the other side of the world. Okay. Unbiased, no commentary, something like that. Okay. This is social media in what's currently going on versus the real world. That's the big topic of today. Okay. Like I said, I have no script, so we're just freeballing this. Okay. We're just rambling. And I say that to say, I want to transition now to like the real world. Like, what is the difference between social media and the real world? Like, why is the real world, and why is social media so fake, And I think it comes down to the aforementioned points I was just talking about. In the real world, like it is what it looks like. Okay. If it looks too good to be true, it definitely is. Okay. If a person can talk well, they're talking well to you. Okay. They may have planned it out. They may just be a G. It is what it is. Like when you walk into a room or walk into a situation or you walk into an environment that is new to you, it is a genuine response. But when you're looking at the world, air quotes, through the lens of social media, I think about, if I could find this video, I'll link it down below. But it's a video about how the like short form platform, like UX design layout is the most engineered thing ever to exist on the planet. Like more than roads, more than bridges, more than anything you could think of. Like what you see when you load up TikTok or you load up Instagram or you load up even X or LinkedIn now, like how it has like the like and comments and everything on the right side of the screen, and on the bottom is like the text and everything. Like that was designed to optimize where your eyes should look, what button you should push, when you should push said button. Does it link to another video? Like in this video, they were even getting down to the nitty gritty that like there's differences between the platforms. Like when a video is loading, does it play like a 144p version of the video just so it keeps your little attention span before it loads the 4K version? Or like on YouTube, they just load they preload a picture so that you can like see something. And that's why on YouTube you need to have like your thumbnail as the first frame so that like people can read the title and see interesting details as it's loading the video as fast as humanly possible in the background. Like in real life, at least you got a chance to not be sold something. At least you got a chance to like have a genuine interaction. But like if you actually go down the rabbit hole and think about this, like the social media experience is so catered. Okay, we call it the algorithm. Okay, we call it, the For You page, the FYP. We call it a whole bunch of things, and it can be useful. I'm not saying social media is bad. Like I said, if you run a business or you have a nonprofit or whatever, it is a great tool to reach people anywhere on the planet instantly, if you do it right. But maybe that's not the goal. Maybe, and this is one of the next points I wanted to talk about, maybe you genuinely just don't want to be overwhelmed, mentally overstimulated by millions and billions and almost, a trillion different interactions a day. You know, like I said, you can't go anywhere on social media without being sold at something anymore. But that also applies to the real world, you know, but at least in the real world, you can isolate yourself from some of that. You know, yes, technically everything is an ad. I'm looking at a Iowa wrestling, you know, like towel, you know, you wave above your head over there, and the main sponsor on there is Pioneer Seeds. Okay, I got an ad in my room, just posted up on the wall right there. Okay, it's infinite advertising. I just look at it, and every time I think, I'm an Iowan, I want to start a little farm. Who am I gonna go with? Pioneer Seeds. Wazam, their ad worked. They paid for it 20 years ago, and I finally bought something. Like, you can't escape it. You can't escape it. But at least in the real world, I could choose to take that down. Okay, the only way to not see some of that stuff on social media is to log off and go back to the real world. So if you see what I'm saying, you can see the dilemma we're in. Moral of the story here, folks, because we're 16 minutes into this podcast and I don't want to waste your time. Okay, here are like 5 ways you can like improve your life, okay, when it comes to like bettering your social media experience, and then I'll give you 5 ways to improve your life in the real world. Okay, these are going to be out of order, and like I said, I'm just going to try to do it from the dome. It may only be 3, so just get ready for whatever numbers come up on the screen, if I even put numbers on the screen. Number 1, when you go online for a purpose. If you're going online for entertainment, go online for entertainment. If you're going online for education, you better go online for education. Number 2, when you're online, understand it's not real. Especially like an Instagram or a TikTok or whatever. Like, yes, you could see some genuine human interactions from here or there, or one of those, you know, pickup artists shooting a shot with this girl at the gym. But like a lot of times, bro, it's just not real. Okay, they told the person they were gonna do that. Think about all those like gold digger pranks back in like 2015, 2016, like these are, or like Lance Stewart and the Ouija board. Like, come on, guys. Like, when I was 14, I thought it was real, but it's not real, bro. Like, it's just for some clicks, bro. It's just for the money. Remember that, okay? Not everything you see is real on social media. It's just a highlight reel. Believe with your eyes. Believe what your eyes are seeing, okay? It's not real. Number 3. Hey, believe it or not everyone on social media has your best interest at heart, okay? Some people just want the clicks. Some people just want the views. Some people are willing to trash you, DJ Academics, to up themselves. But don't get it twisted. Sometimes that trashing is worth it. Cancel culture is a beautiful thing when used correctly. But a lot of people, you know, because we don't have news anymore, we don't have a newspaper or a trusted news source, so we just get all of our information from a TikTok or from an X or from Instagram, where we just believe whatever this person we think we trust is saying is facts. When if we actually did some research, we'd understand that, like, that person didn't actually do that, and they have a cause for a defamation lawsuit against them. You know, all of this and more. So just think critically about the news, okay? I don't know what points 1 and 2 were, but that's point number 3. Number 4, okay? Let's talk about it. For point number 4, what am I gonna say to you, okay? See points 1 through 3, okay? Remember, social media is a tool, okay? Oh, I said that kind of wrong. I forgot a word. Okay, see points 1 through 3. But also, you know, remember, social media is a tool. Yes, you can use it for entertainment. Yes, you could use it to market and scale a business. Yes, you could use it to, you know, gain resources from anyone on the planet through a GoFundMe or whatever, and, you know, get money for charity and such, you know. But it's a tool at the end of the day. Social media used to be social, but now it's just media, okay? And that transition really started happening in like 2017. But it really fully went to just media, like a CNN or like a Fox, where they just tell you something to sell you something. In around 2020, you know, 2021, 2022, the pandemic era of our modern world. And because of that, everything's changed. You know, it's very hard to see your friends post. It's very hard to stay connected with people unless you go extremely out of your way to keep it that way. And a lot of people don't, because they like the algorithm. They like the For You page. They like being shown, just whatever's placed in front of them. The TV programming, what is like a normal media outlet. Okay, it's not social anymore. You're not interacting with your friends like that. You're just watching, JoJo Siwa and Serena, build that 10 foot long lizard of pool of noodles. If I remember, I'm gonna put a screenshot of that on the page. That was funny. And 0.5, I don't have 0.5. So let's talk about the real world, okay? An undisclosed number of points that may not exceed 5 for how to live a better life in the real world. Let's go. Number 1, actually be present where your feet are, okay? Like, there's a saying that goes along with this, and I can't remember it, but it essentially comes down to be where your feet are. I think that maybe is the saying. But yeah, like when you're like at your job, like don't worry about the problems at the home. Okay, don't worry about your problems at church. Don't worry about your problems somewhere else. I know this is very hard, but like it'll allow you to not only compartmentalize some things, but actually allow you some mental time off from like thinking about all of the messed up stuff in your life, and actually give you a chance to do better the next time you come back around to that same problem or situation. Meaning, right now, I'm making this podcast. I'm not thinking, okay, now I'm thinking about it, but I'm not thinking about, that Facebook message I got to set up some grad photos for someone that I haven't responded to in 3 days. Because sometimes social media is just a lot, guys, and I just don't want to respond, okay? Or even the text message from like that one girl that wanted to talk to me from like 2 months ago. I haven't even responded to that. You know what I'm saying? I just can't be bothered, okay? I'm present where my feet are right now. I'm making content. I'm trying to grow this brand. I'm trying to grow this business, brother, okay? And I got to be in the real world. I got to be invested where I'm at. And that's what I'm doing right now. But I'll get to those eventually. If you're seeing this, I'm not sorry. I had to go live with my real life. And point number 2 on how to live a better life in the real world. I think most importantly, outside of just being present, like you need to actually like try, okay? Like on social media, it's very like easy to like try, to be good at it, because all you got to do is keep swiping, okay? You just got to keep looking for your next hit of dopamine. You just got to keep tapping something into the search bar until you find your thing, okay? And it's very easy. You feel motivated to do it because you're getting that chemical reaction in your brain. But in the real world, my brothers and sisters, it's a lot harder, okay? At least once you get past the beginning. Like when you're just starting something, like you're going to the gym or you're, start a business or something like that, it's pretty easy. You get a lot of dopamine and satisfaction, and you feel proud about yourself because you actually took some action and you're doing the thing. But when it gets hard, like everything in life gets hard, you slow up. Even myself, I've done this, when it comes to these blog posts. The first 25 I was doing very easily, but then I was like, dang, I have like 200 more to go. You just it just gets to you, you know what I'm saying? And you just got to grit your teeth and pound your way through it. So yes, be present, where you're at, but find ways to gamify it, okay? Find ways to, put it on a to-do list and check it off, okay? Reward yourself. Like literally what I do when I'm working on some of this content, I know if I could just lock in for 4 hours straight, I could get it done probably in like 2 hours, okay? Let's say I'm like editing a video or something, that situation would apply. But sometimes, brother, my mind is so cooked where it's like, I just need to work for like 30 minutes so I can like scroll X for 5 minutes, okay? And then work for 30 more minutes. And then I go, repost, or I post some Instagram content real quick that I forgot to post the night before. And then I finish the video, and then I go watch a YouTube video, okay? Like reward yourself for actually trying, okay? And give yourself a reason to keep showing up, okay? I say all that to say, let's talk about point number 3, brother. This is going to be the last point because I'm really running out of mental juice of making things up on the fly here. Number 3, on how to make your real world better for you today is change your mindset, okay? And what does that mean? Like, how does one change their mindset? You actually need to change your beliefs, okay? And how do you change your beliefs? You need to experience new things that, conflict with your current beliefs and actually see things from a different perspective. I say all of that to say that, you can't conquer the social media world and or the real world. Oh Lord, that's a hard real world. If you can't, have a, good mind on your shoulders or good head on your shoulders, okay? You need to be able to like actually look at a situation or like look at a group of people and be able to talk to them, okay? Or be able to maneuver around it. Or if you're at a funeral, you need to be able to like lock in and like actually be sad, okay? Are you like mentally healed enough to like actually grieve for a human being, okay? Or like, I don't know, it could be for a number of things, but like you just need to like in the real world, how to like see success in the real world, be able to actually connect with a human being in some way, shape, form, or fashion, because that's what it all comes down to. Someone had to make the bed you sleep on. Someone had to make the car that's outside your house. Someone had to make the roads, okay? You go to school probably, you go to work probably, you go to church even maybe, okay? All of these things involve people. All of these things involve a community. All of these things involve, you needing to interact with it somehow. And if you can't like successfully find a way to live in the tribe, you're gonna get cast out. You're gonna do something crazy and end your ass up in jail. And I don't want that for you, because this is the Positivity Hour. I'm the Positivity God, aka Darshaun Smith, and I want to see you do well, okay? And that's my 5 points, or really 4, but 5 points for a better life in social media, and that was my 3.5-ish points for how to live a better life in the real world. Moral of the story, to sum up everything I've just said in the last about 20 minutes of my life thus far, is just keep showing up. Social media is not real life. Are there good things on social media? Yes. Are there bad things in real life? Most definitely. And the only way you can successfully navigate the two is by continuously showing up and asking yourself the questions. Why am I here? What is this doing to me? And how can this help me and the people I care about? Okay. If you're just aimlessly scrolling, TikTok, why are you doing that? Okay. Are you trying to escape something, or do you just need a break from the grind? Okay. I'm not saying there's a right or wrong answer. I'm just asking you to ask yourself that question and think about it in the real world. Okay. Are you seeing the results you want? Do you have the girl you want? Okay. Do you have the family you want? Do you have the car you want? Do you have the job you want? So on and so forth. Ask yourself that question. Why don't I have those things? And we'll talk about that more in the Let's Get Personal. So that's all I got. And let's get personal.
Let's get personal.
Now, oh Lord, words are hard. Now that we're getting personal, let me actually answer that question for you. Like, why isn't the business where I want it to be? Why isn't my life where I think it should be? Because I've thought about that a lot in this last week, and I'm gonna drop another video down below in the description that one of these videos that I watched that really like put it into a new perspective, and it's this idea of like overcoming fear. Okay. I was going to do a whole episode on this, but I'll save that for like a month or two from now. So it seems like I just came up with it magically, but the real OGs who are watching this right now, you'll see. And fear, overcoming fear, and like getting out of the fog of fear that covers your mind. I don't have a textbook definition for you, but fear essentially is just worrying about things that don't exist. And I've done a lot of that recently, and when I say recently, I mean over the last 4 years of owning Darshaun Smith Productions LLC, like my business, and it's crazy, I must say. And in the last, like this year, 2026, I've done a vast amount of like realizations within myself as a human, as a young man, as a entrepreneur, as a business owner, that I've been slowly shedding my fears. I've been shedding the fear of looking stupid. I've been shedding the fear of not having enough money, so I can't get everything I need to do the best job. I've been shedding the fear of, oh, what if I get fired from my day job? Well, cool beans, I'm learning a new skill that's gonna pay me even more. Like all of these things, fear is a big limiting factor for all of us, okay? All human beings on the planet, because it's a primal instinct. We created fear 200,000 years ago because when we were trying to go attack that lion for food, or really the gazelle the lion was trying to chase, we were like, what if the lion's lurking over there? I fear that once we run out, the lion's gonna run after us because the gazelle runs a lot faster than us. So we're gonna get eaten up. And back then, fear kept you alive, okay? Fear kept you from, back to the whole social media versus real life thing. Fear kept you from not partaking too much in social media because the people in the tribe would have kicked you the fuck out, okay? They would have been like, hey, brother, you didn't bring the firewood in and now we're cold. You didn't bring the firewood in the last 3 times we asked you to bring the firewood in. Now we want you to go bring the firewood in and don't come back. Dun, dun, dun. And like 100,000 years ago, that means you were going to die, bro. Because if you couldn't find the firewood in the first place, you weren't going to find it anyways, okay? And then you was going to die and get eaten by a saber-toothed tiger, okay? It's cold world out there, literally. And I say literally all of that to say that this last week especially, okay? This last 7-8 days, probably closer to 10 days, I've been thinking about this a lot when it comes to my business. You know, why is it that like, oh, I slowed up on the content I was posting? Why is it that I slowed up on the long form ideas I was having for this podcast or for the other videos I wanted to make? Or why did I let my personal hygiene slip? Why did I allow myself to gain weight? Like, why did I all of these things and more? And it all comes back to fear. Okay, it all came back to hedging. It all came back to literally just being a little too comfortable, not wanting to partake in this social media lies, go world, and just wanting to like live in real life. Okay, there's nothing wrong with living in real life, and I love living in real life, but going forward, as I've been doing in 2026, I've just been living life. I've been making content. I've been posting the blog posts. I've been responding to people. I've been getting some emails about people that want me to shoot like a class reunion. You know what I'm saying? Or I got some people interested in graduation photos. Like I got people reaching out to me that I don't know for the business, and that's great. But I'm only able to even get into those situations because I've overcame some of the things that were holding me back, and a lot of that was just fear. Okay, now I feel a lot better. I'm trying to really hard to get my ego out of it. I'm trying to be the stupidest person in the room. I'm trying to be the brokest person in the room. Okay, I'm trying to be the most out of shape person in the room. I'm trying to be the least educated person in the room. Okay, because that means I got something to learn. I got something to gain from these people that have done more than me, who want to also see a person like me see this success. And ultimately, at the end of the day, it all just comes down to just working hard. Okay, so yeah, that's what I got for the Let's Get Personal. You can overcome your biggest hurdles too, my party people, but it's gonna suck. Okay, so it's gonna really suck. But I believe in you, and you could do it. Okay. All that being said, let's get some wisdom from your OG.
Wisdom from your OG.
Today's wisdom from an OG comes from the one and only. I don't know who it comes from. Maybe it'll just come from me if I can't find a interesting screenshot or not. Oh, no. Nah, this is some real wisdom from your OG right here. I don't have this person's YouTube handle, but I got this from like some YouTube comment. And they were like, under motivational videos is the only place you can say the most random shit ever and just attribute that quote to someone and people will believe it. And then they quoted like Elon Musk or something like that. Like obviously Elon didn't say that, but they were just doing it to be funny. But I don't know if Confucius said this quote right here, but this was the quote right below that one. So shout out to whoever said this, and if it was Confucius, shout out to you. But once again, I don't even have this person's YouTube handle. I literally screenshotted just the quote, man. I'm terrible. But the quote is, the man who asks a question is a fool for only a minute, but the man who does not ask a question is a fool for the lifetime. Okay? Or a fool for their lifetime. What's that mean, Darshaun? Put it into simple terms. Back to the Let's Get Personal, where I was talking about I'm trying to put my ego aside so I can be the stupidest person in the room. I want to be the person to ask the questions so I can actually understand what's going on. And if I look stupid as hell in the process, that's okay. I don't care about what you think. I'm trying to make more money. I don't care what you think. I'm trying to lose my man boobs. I don't care what you think. I'm trying to, fill in the blank. I'm trying to get better. I'm sorry that you're just trying to, peacefully skirt by in life, but I want to do good things. I want a Bugatti, okay? I want 1,000 acres of land. And, I'm not going to get there just being normal, bro. I need to be multiple standard deviations above normal, like vastly and immensely above normal to achieve the things I want in life, okay? And for that, you need to be a fool. But as the quote said, a man who asks a question is only a fool for a minute, because after he asks that question, he's going to get an answer and it's going to keep him going down the path, okay? It could be the right answer, it could be the wrong answer. Either way, it's going to springboard him into learning something new about the world, and that's what you want. But the person, the man in this case, who never asks a question is a fool for the rest of his or her or their life, because they never get the information they seek. They are an NPC character, as we like to say, and they have no dreams, goals, or aspirations to do anything that is not the bare minimum. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. Someone's got to flip the burgers, as Andrew Tate would say, but at the same time, we are all living in 2026. Oil prices are super high. I just spent $50 on 10 gallons of gas, guys. It's insane, and I live in Iowa. We make our own ethanol and shit here. Like we don't even need the gas from the Middle East. We get our own additives from 2 miles down the street. We grow it in the cornfields, and it's still out of price. California gas is $8, guys. Food is crazy. Housing is crazy. All of these things and above. And you think you need to not be above average right now? To have the same spending power as the middle class in like the 1950s, you need to make like close to $200,000 as a household right now. And are you doing that? Hell no. I'm doing my taxes right now. And like, yeah, I made more money last year than the year prior, but oh Lord, I'm still living paycheck to paycheck, guys. Like if something crazy happens, I got like 2 months of runway and then I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want that to be my reality, and I don't want that to be your reality. So my advice to you, on top of this theoretical advice from Confucius, be the dumbass, okay? Ask the stupid questions and actually do the work to get better, because when you do that, it makes you above average. And when you are above average, as Deion Sanders would say, you look good. When you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you do good. When you do good, they pay good, okay? And when you pay good, you can actually get a career and not a job. And also what Deion Sanders would say, more wisdom from an OG. A job is what we all have right now. A job is exactly what I have in Iowa City, Iowa. It pays me just enough to show back up tomorrow. That's it. It doesn't pay me to live life. It doesn't pay me to have enough money to go out with and have a wife and or at least to have a girlfriend and have a social life and all that. It pays me just enough to pay for this house, pay for the lights, pay for, my car, pay for my student loans, pay for the, little bit of credit card debt I have. That's it. That's it. It just pays me enough so I can put some gas in my car and I can show back up in Iowa City on Monday morning at 5 a.m., But a career, and that's what I'm working to with this camera stuff, pays me enough to live life, okay? It pays me enough to have a life worth living, okay? I want kids, okay? I want 10 of them little jokers, okay? As I jokingly said, okay, I want at least a boy and a girl, just a healthy boy and a girl, and then we can adopt the rest. But if we get 9 girls, I'm not giving up. I'm just playing, okay? Or am I? Dun, dun, dun. I say all that to say, but yeah, I want some kids, I want some houses, I want some cars, I want nice things, okay? I don't want to, be in a lot of situations I've been in life where money is the limiting factor. You know what I'm saying? I want to just be able to actually solve problems and not being like, how are we going to afford this? But at least I can say confidently, my parents and siblings and everyone in my life equipped me with the right tools for success, because it never was a, we can't afford it. It was a, how can you afford it? And that's why my mom was like, hey, we got that lawnmower out there. Here's $5 for gas. You better go knock on the neighbor's door and mow their yard. And, later that summer, I had bought myself a brand new smartwatch. Okay. And, same thing with my dad. My brother and I, we started a little candy stand. Okay. Gave us a small loan of $10. We hit up Dollar Tree. We gave him that money back later that day with some profit. You know what I'm saying? We had that candy store for like 2 weeks. Because we ran it up. We had all the money in 2 weeks. And then we spent it all. And then we were broke again. But hey, luckily my brother and I, we're both still doing entrepreneurial things, So my mom, my dad, all of us, we all were at least given the tools to see success. And that's what I'll leave you on, some advice from my parents to, you and your parents or whatever. It's never, we can't afford it. The question should be, how could we afford it? And when you think about it like that, you're thinking about it like, if you've read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, you're thinking about that as Rich Dad, okay? It's not like you could get the money, you could get the resources. The money is fake, it's infinite. It's a number on a screen, bro. You just got to convince someone to give it to you. In my case, my parents said, sell them something they were going to buy anyways, but sell it to them right in front of them, like in their house, or mow their yard. They didn't want to do that shit. It was 100 degrees outside. Hell yeah, I'll mow your yard for $30. Let's go. Let's run it up. And yeah, I'm a better man because of it, and I hope you are too. So that's all I got for next week's topic. Ladies and gentlemen, I have no clue what we're going to talk about, but it's going to be something positive, okay? Just know, because we're off script, you're going to be surprised, okay? Maybe I'll switch it up. Maybe we'll have a guest, okay? I'm just joking. I'm not taking guests right now on the podcast. I had someone email me about that, and yeah, genuinely speaking, I'm just not in the mental space to like have a guest or interview people. I understand that's how you get a lot of views, but I also am building a platform where people like what I have to say. Maybe it is a little ego driven. Maybe it is a little like I'm trying to actually just like get good at the skill first before I'm trying to do podcasts where people are just coming to watch what the other person has to say, because that other person has already accomplished something. That other person has already done something in this world, So for the foreseeable future, I'll let you know when that changes. I'm not accepting guests from the podcast, and it's a beautiful thing. But hey, I still get like 2 people a week that reach out, which means people actually watch this. Thank you for watching. We're gonna have another episode next week, so stay tuned for more. And yeah, for the outro, make sure you like, subscribe, unsubscribe, hate, comment, positive comment, follow, unfollow, share, or report. I don't care what you do. Just stay positive. Have a great day. And just be grateful for the little things. You woke up today. We woke up today. It's a beautiful thing. My lips are chapped as hell, but at least I got 10 chapsticks behind me, okay? I got the resources to change my reality. And that's all you could ask for, okay? An opportunity. Keep showing up. Keep showing up. You're amazing. You're one of a kind. You're a beautiful thing. And yeah, I got to get this online. So let me end this. What's this? 42 minutes later, we out. Woo! Yeah!
DSP, we capture moments.
I'm in my G'd up zone. I'm about to get it in, kick your feet up, home. Days turn to weeks when you're always on the grind all night. I got my re-up back. I'm about to get it in, I'll be right back.
Nate, HARLOW to those who don't know the name. And G'd up, yup, that's the only thing I claim.